Yeah, in the 1970s, starting with 1970 to a 7-year period, we tried import substitution in a very serious way, and it therefore had very serious consequences for us. First of all, it was the notion at that time that we could develop, industrialize this country with what is called import substitution based industrialization. So, we picked up a lot of the goods that we were importing, banned them and said we had to produce it at home. And so, there were a lot of difficulties. The moment you, anytime when you ban, then immediately prices go up. And so, when prices go up, consumers make a lot of noise and say, what is this? Why can't we get this at the price we were buying before? So, the government had to convince the people, they had to introduce a lot of rationing system, because the government has now having imposed these controls, make sure those goods are being produced. It is very profitable for a local producer who had the ability to produce this to sell it at much higher prices than what was prevailing. It is like creating a monopolistic oligopolistic situation. I mean, one person or many few people producing that good. So, we had a very difficult experience at that time. I can personally say my personal experience at that time, we had 3 little children, and each one had to, we had to get infant milk for them. It was only one tin was sold for one family. So, that I had to go with my staff from the central bank, my good friends, to buy 3 tins of Infamil. I remember the name. Also, they changed the name also for the person who is ordering it, which is very bad for children's stomach. You can't go from one. I suppose the people were importing, I think CW probably. I am not very sure about that. So, not only that, so when you get the tin, they take the tin in, they smash it on the ground, so that you won't be able to sell it. They are assuming that I am taking the milk not to feed our children, but to sell it in the market. I mean, this is the assumption. Now, there is another one, for example, worse is that if you had some problem with your car, you need to replace a clutch plate, which I had an old Peugeot 203, which I like very much. They had to send somebody from the corporation in charge of it to see what I actually need it. So, we had to dismantle the car and keep it for the inspector to come and see, do you really need it. Now, I didn't understand what was the reason, why would I pay for it if I didn't need it. I don't know the reason behind it. So, everything was held up that way. If you want to get married, you have to get a license to get the clothes that are required, a sari for the lady, a suit for the man, and they imported only one type of textile for men's suits. It also had awful, I am told, awful petroleum smell. We had to buy it. We have no choice, right? And then, we have to get saris, you have to see when they are available. So, people will have to wait for all this, and we had this system. Then the Minister of Finance, Dr. N. Emperor, very well educated, honest to goodness people, had to sign everybody's everybody's import license for a car. So, a guy, one of my colleagues from the central bank used to trudge to the Ministry of Finance carrying a file, how many people have applied for a car, whether you should be given or not given. And you have to produce your bank accounts for the see whether you actually deposit this money, whether it is your money. So, you have to have the account in your name, they are looking at your debits and credits to the account, and big rigmarole. So, I know somebody who put up 56 pages of evidence to get a car permit. So it was like this. And so we realized the people are really very tired of this, because people are having very tough time, non-availability of goods. Rice could not be, paddy could not be transported from one place to another, which is a really didn't sit well with common sense. So what happens in a market is that when prices are high, people go to that place, sell, and prices are low, consumers go and buy from there. Now if you ban the surplus and areas from transacting, then you are keeping prices high and not helping anybody. And so there were a lot of things like that. So people got very tired. So when the 1970 cabinet had very good people, famous people, Dr. Nempera, highly educated, double doctorate in political science, Dr. Collinari Silla, great lawyer, historian, Mr. Peter Kahneman, man who led the Cambridge debating team to go and debate at Harvard, United States. And people like that, top-notch people were involved in this. And they realized only that Dr. Nempera resigned in 1975. So the system dragged on till 1977 with a lot of shortages, prices going up, people feeling very unhappy with the government, and they were voted out. The SLFP that led the coalition at that time got only 8 seats out of some 225, if I remember correctly. I know the number of seats is correct, but I'm not sure about the number of seats in parliament at that time, total number of seats. So it was by all measure a failure. Now why would we think that it will work now? I mean, we have seen that movie. Why are we doing it again if we are going to do it? Banning something is okay, I suppose, for some reason, but if you do it on a grand scale, you are going to fail in a grand scale.